Hey guys. Okay, this one, part 2, is about dreams. Dreaming in the illusion. And I'm going to give you a couple differences of how you know you're dreaming in the illusion or you're consciously awake in the illusion, creating. Okay? And I wrote some stuff down to make some points. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of creating in the illusion within dreams, creating what's real and what ain't. It's really hard to tell, because you're creating plus you're dreaming, and that's all not created by you. And just a couple examples. Okay, here we go. So you go to bed at night, okay? You go to bed at night, you fall asleep, you start dreaming. Now, what do you in your dreams, you're usually what? Confronting your fears, okay? This is all you. This is not Christ coming in, giving you a lesson dream. Christ coming in, those are programs he gives you. I'm not getting into that now, but those are programs he gives you in your dreams. And there's 100 other things out there that influence your dreams. We're just talking about you and your soul creating. Now what you do is your soul in a dream will present you with the problem that you have in your reality. Let's say you have to get, let's say you're a business guy and you have to get so much sales done by the end of the month and you ain't got nothing and it's like a week to go and you got to make your quota or whatever the hell it is. So what you're doing is you're dreaming your fear of not meeting your quota, okay? But you got to get past that fear and meet the quota and get all that shit, get all the money, or your boss is going to hang you out dry. So what do? You go in the dream and you're presented with that problem, and your soul will guide you through it, or he won't. He'll take you to a different direction, whatever the case may be. But in the dream, you're fighting to get past the fear. You're confronting the fear. You're confronting it. You're working it out, and that's what you do in your dream. That's what these dreams are about. That's you creating in the dream. You're presented with the situation in the dream, and you're confronting. Now, it's fear. You confront your fears. Sometimes you just want to play in the dream and have a good time. Sometimes all fear things, revenge, all your issues are confronted in your dreams, and you're creating pathways to get around these, to deal with them. All right? Your soul is giving you how to deal with them. And if you listen and you learn, it's a lot faster. But if you don't, you go, well, that was a weird dream, forget about it. Well, you'll learn. It's just taking a little longer. But anyway, that's what dreams basically are, okay? And for standard stuff on the earth. And your soul is trying to get you through the gauntlet of the earth's problems that you deal with in your daily life. And everything, okay? It'll all come to pass sooner or later. So how do you know when you go to sleep, how do you know what you're creating and what you're not, and what's not a creation? Well, you don't have to worry about it. You're creating the solution to the problem. You're confronted with the problem in the dream. Now, how do you get around that problem in the dream? That's what you're creating. The pathway around that problem. Okay? That's basically what a dream is. On many different levels. Okay? Now, I have dreams where I'll have 4 dreams a night. 4 different dreams a night. One's really, really lucid. The next one's a little bit more texture to it. The third one's a little bit better. And the fourth one is all out, assault, visual, like I'm really there. Now what's happening is all your problems are backed up. All my problems were backed up. Okay? I had 8 problems. And they're coming. And I gotta deal with them. So I'll dream and I'll deal with them one at a time. Get it? So every night I dream, I deal with these 4 different dreams until I get the problem solved and it's vivid and I solve the problem and whoo, is sometimes you don't get it done. It goes back to the file down here. And you dream up, and then finally it comes again, and you have a reoccurring dream. Do you understand? So it's filed back there, and you'll deal with that later. Now, you'll see, in a reoccurring dream, you add a little bit more on each time, right? You deal with it. So that dream may sit back there for a week, 2 weeks to a month, 2 months, 3 months, but you know you had that dream before. And what you did is, in your reality, in your processing, in your daily life, you gained a little more knowledge. Somewhere along the line, you don't even know what it is, and then you'll go back and have that dream about that issue you had, and all of a sudden, you're having a reoccurring dream, and a little bit more is added on to the dream. The little bit you dealt with, the little bit that came around in reality that you dealt with. Do you understand? That's what that is. Okay, so what's the difference of creating an illusion, creating anything you want in the illusion? So, there's two different ways. First I'm going to give you some examples of what the illusion is, okay? What the illusion is. So, the first one, you wake up in the morning, okay? Now either you're dreaming still, you're awake, but you're still dreams going on. If that happens, that's good. Remember that. If you wake up and the dream goes away, and you're thinking about the dream, finally you let it go, and you're still laying there just looking at the blackness, consciously looking at blackness, you can do this. Eventually you'll be able to do this. And this is what you do. Now you go, okay, like I said yesterday, imagine you're laying in your bed, and you're just seeing blackness in the morning. All of a sudden you're thirsty, and you all of a sudden you realize you got a water bottle in your hand, and you're consciously awake, laying in your bed. Visualize the water bottle and take a drink, okay? You just created, consciously. Now, you notice how sometimes, get into this one, you'll be laying in bed and you're in a dream, and you're dreaming, you're solving the problem or whatever you're doing in the drama, in the dream, and all of a sudden you gotta go pee, okay, but you don't wake up. You go find somewhere in a bathroom, in the mall, wherever your dream is, you start peeing, and you're trying to get relief, and you sit there for like 10 minutes trying to piss, right? And you're pissing in the dream. Okay, you're creating in the dream, you're peeing, okay? You're trying to get relief from what the body's going through. So, you're peeing, and you think you got relief, and all of a sudden, you turn around, you go back living in the dream, you got a little bit of relief, but all of a sudden you realize, fuck, I gotta go piss again. Then you go back and have another piss. And you do that like 3 or 4 times, and all of a sudden you wake up, and your bladder's like, and you'll run to the bathroom, right? Okay. You see the difference between the dream? You just created in the dream. You created in the dream right there. You had to go pee, but you're in the dream space. You're not in reality, you're in the dream space. You're in the illusion. And you gotta go pee. So you go pee. In the illusion, you undo your fly, you whip it out, and you're pissing. Liquid's coming out, you're pissing on your pants, you're pissing on your shoes, you're pissing, okay? You're having a piss. Now, you wake up and you still gotta go. Well, you never solved the problem in this reality. That's what dreams are. But you created an illusion. Get it? You created in the illusion from a need the body had to have. The body, the soul, your fears, you create the illusion how to solve your fears in the illusion, by creating an illusion. In turn, it comes down, you deal with your fears here in reality. Your fear of snakes, your fear of getting hit by a cement truck, whatever it is, I don't know. But you deal with the fears, okay? Now that's another little thing to show you what is going on in the illusion in an unconscious dream to a real dream. So, back in the day when I lost all my skins, I lay down and I'm running from the spider Jesus. It's not a real Jesus. I found out, and I started running from him. So I decided to take off. So I'm flying. I didn't know this was an illusion. I didn't know what this was. I had no idea what I was doing. I just started flying in my head through blackness for like a half an hour. What seemed like a half an hour. And finally, I'm flying through this blackness, and I don't see nothing. I'm laying in bed, and I left the spider, I pushed him away, escaped, and I'm flying through blackness for like a half an hour, and finally I see something, okay? And it's a partially constructed scaffolding. Sort of looked like a weird-ass satellite, but it was huge. It had like a satellite in the middle, and two long construction pillars sticking out of it, and two long construction pillars, and it had like a little box underneath of it with windows on it. And I thought, well, maybe someone was living in there. And I looked and I didn't see no one, so I sat on top of the satellite thing. I'm just saying it's satellite because lack of a better word. All it was basically a base, square base, with these long pillars sticking out. And I'm sitting on it, I'm like, looking for the spider Jesus, because I thought he was chasing me through the blackness, and I'm looking for him. I don't see him, and I'm sitting on this thing, I don't know what the hell it is. And then, I sat there to try to figure out what's going on, and where I am in this blackness, and why I'm in this blackness, doing what I'm doing, and I don't get it. But in reality, I'm laying on my bed, wide awake, with my eyes closed, flying from this thing. Flying from the spider Jesus in the blackness. For like half an hour, and I come across this thing, and I'm sitting on it. So I'm like, what the hell's going on, right? I can't figure it out. And finally, I said, well, I can't sit here forever, because this sucks. So I took off, started flying again. And I'm flying through the blackness. And I'm just flying through the blackness for what seemed like another half an hour. Flying through the blackness. All of a sudden I see a little light down below, like a little bubble. And I got closer and closer and closer. And I flew and I flew and I flew right to the light. Because I figured maybe that's like the light at the end of the tunnel, or in the light in the blackness. So I'm flying and flying and flying. And the bubble's getting bigger. The white bubble is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Slowly though, real slow. I'm flying real fast. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And pretty soon, all of a sudden I enter, and there's trees. Huge giant trees. And there's houses on the trees and in the trees. And there's little villages everywhere. And there's blue sky in a forest. I can see on the horizon, I can see forest, there's trees, and then I'm in a forest, and there's houses, and there's all these little midget people running around. They look like midgets. They're all midget people. And I sat down on the tree, and I go, and some more warrior guys came up to me, and they had axes and stuff like that. And they go, what are you doing here? Basically, in their language. And it was like broken English. And I said, look, I just gotta rest. I got nowhere to go. I just want to sleep. I'm like, I want to sleep. And then the big chief came and explained to him everything. And he goes, okay, you can stay here in this spot, but then you gotta go. I'm like, right on, bro, thanks. So I just laid down. I laid down in the roots of these trees, and I watched these people. They all had big beards, and they were all like 4 feet tall, and they were huge muscles. And then they had the women, and they were all, it was like something you see on TV. The midget forest people, you know, like elves or something. And they all looked like elves. But it was a community. Hundreds, thousands of people. And some of them lived inside the trees, hollowed out trees. Some of them built little structures around the trees. Some of the structures they built up in the tree. And I'm looking, they had fires going, you can see the smoke rising off. They had animals. They had like goat things and animals, and just like a normal village farm, but it was all elvies, like elves and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, what the hell's going on, right? It's like a fantasy movie. And so I sat there and I'm looking at him and I'm going, am I in a world or something? Like, what the hell's going on? Like, I didn't get it. I couldn't understand it. And finally, I lay down. I rested for a long time. And I decided, well, I gotta go. And the lady came, when I was laying there, the little midget lady, she came up and gave me food, and she was really nice, and little gift things, and I took them and said thank you and all that. I asked her where she was, and she goes, I'm at home. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's great, that's beautiful. Good people. They were just good people. Just normal people. And they were real to me, 100% real. And I'm laying there in my bed, wide awake, going. And I dealt with them. They were nice. I said, I gotta go now. I'm gonna go. And so I took off. I had some conversations. Little tiny kids, cute as buttons. You wouldn't even believe it. Cutest little kids. They're carrying them around on their backs and on the front. And dogs running around, everything. And then I get up and I start flying. And all of a sudden the bubble goes, and I'm flying through the blackness, and the bubble's shrinking, going away in the blackness. At some point along the line, I fell asleep and woke back up with the Spider Jesus. Now, what the hell was going on? What was that all about? What was that? I'll give you the basic answer. The illusion. What I do now is I create in the blackness. Okay? Now, imagine Christ. Imagine that little bubble in the blackness. These people, wherever they're from, they left and they created their own community. This is my theory. They got sick of where they were, wherever that was, on earth, wherever. They got a whole group of people and said, fuck, we're leaving. They're dead. They're all dead. They weren't going to go back to the earth. They liked the way it was when they were there. They liked the way it was, but it got destroyed or something. They didn't like that. So they all got their shit together. And they didn't like what was going on in the spirit world, whatever that may be. They all got their shit together and they took off into blackness and started creating. They created their own world in the blackness. You enter that, you're in the blackness, you're flying along and you see a bubble. Round bubble. Okay? Bubble. No linear. Nothing linear. You enter that bubble and you're in a world that never ends. It does. But you don't see it. Okay? I can look all the way to the horizon. But everybody's right here. They're not at the horizon. Okay? They're living in their own village. Doing their own thing with limited forest around them. In a 3D plane, in a 2D plane. 3D plane. So what is that? They created that. Now I go to St. Lucian. I'm in one of those bubbles. But Christ's bubble is 17 million or more just in St. Lucian. Big. That's how big Christ's bubble is. As far as you're concerned, it's endless. But if you take yourself out of Christ's bubble, you're in the illusion. Where I go to create shit, but I'm still Christ. Christ is watching me from that bubble. Okay? Now it's a kingdom. It's owned by Christians. And it's not hardcore Christians. It is in the lower levels. And the higher you go, all the way up to the light. But it's singularized, I guess you'd say, a Christian bubble where all the Christians live in mega cities. Mega cities. Right beside this bubble is Christendom. Right beside this bubble is the kingdom. Right beside that, it is all bubble, 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 all Christian in a big bubble. For you to fly from one side of the bubble in the illusion to this side of the bubble might take you not too long. But once you're in the bubble, you can walk for 50 years and never get to the other side of the bubble. You get to the finally before you get to the other side of the bubble. Maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing, I've never done it. I don't know how long you gotta walk. But that's what it is. And you don't have to go to that bubble. You don't have to go to the Christian bubble. Over here, Muslim bubble. I'd love to see what that's like. No, I wouldn't. Nope. Okay, do you understand? And within these religious frameworks, these bubbles, all the different little ones that people created. Now, what was that structure I came across? Someone was flying through the illusion, the blackness. This was a good spot, and he created that thing I was sitting on. Why? I don't know. Maybe, and he had a little house underneath of it where he lived. It was like a halfway point. From this bubble to this bubble may take you 4 days to travel, but halfway point, he made himself a little house where he could hang out. Now, I'm creating a train in the illusion, which is the blackness. I created all this stuff. Some of it is in same illusion, some of it is still in the blackness. Someone's going to be traveling through the blackness one day and run into a boot. Oof. What the hell is this? A boot. I made that boot. It's floating around in the fucking blackness. Lost space and time. I created, just like that guy, or whoever it was that made that satellite in the blackness. Okay? Now, the blackness in yourself is zero. You live in zero. Did you ever hear Christ say that? Go to zero. What's outside Christ? Zero. You can go outside zero, and you have the inner light, and you have your innocence and everything, and you can find a bubble, lickety split, and you're living in zero with some people. Now, zero is still, you got Christ's bubble. Outside of Christ's bubble is zero, but it's connected. It's in the same 2D, 3D, linear. You know what I'm saying? So you walk in, you leave Christianity, and one bubble ends here, and one bubble starts here, and you walk right through, and you don't even notice the bubble, but you're outside Christianity. Now you're in zero. And it's just like nomad land, pirate days in the high seas. Not necessarily everybody's doing that. They just don't want to deal with Christ anymore. They ain't ready for it, whatever the fucking reason. They're living in zero. And there's no law. It's called zero for a reason. And maybe that zero is a whole bunch of linear planes, or planes and planes and planes, all made up to, just like Christ has its pillars, universal pillars, and so does zero have the universal pillars, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 14, okay? But it's all zero. You can live there and go up and go down, but with Christ, you get instantly healed, instant thing, I will take care of you, all this stuff, everything's good when you're living in Christ. But they got the rules. They got to keep the riffraff down and, you know, take care of things. Heal people, heal you, heal people in the illusion on the earth. You see how it all works? It's crazy, man. So, getting back, I'm just giving you a little bit to what you look forward to. you're not with Christ. When you close your eyes and you see blackness, and you're drinking a bottle, or you're flying through blackness, and all you see is nothing, either you're in zero, or you're nowhere. You're just floating around. Floating around. Floating around in blackness. Now, where do you want to be? Where does your soul want to be? When you close your eyes and you see people walking around the streets and everything, you're in some town, either in zero, or in Christianity, or in one of the other bubbles humans created, or not. Okay, Christ says the gray ETs, the grays, all the races of the grays, the different offshoots of the grays, they live in zero. They come into Christ's bubble, instant war. Christ is at war with the grays. The grays to Christ are basically, he told me, abominations. And they do whatever they want to Christians, which is a no-no. So we're already at war with them. Period. Not my guys. My ETs, we're not at war with them. We get along, but it's, it's kind of tricky. But in all of it, Christianity, live in zero. You follow God. The grays don't have God. They don't have the spark of life. They don't have the inner light. Okay? They're Archon fucking... How can I explain? Your soul, created by something, learns, you put it in a bio unit that has no light, has no spark, it wasn't created by the creator. Boom, you got your grays. Now make 1 million of them, make 10 million, make 30 million. Some are living in this illusion, some are living in zero, but ain't none of them living in Christ. Okay? I get deeper and deeper and down the rabbit hole. I'm just keeping the basics from your perspective. I want you to see that. Basically, I just want you to see how it's laid out. If you can get that in your head, now it's all about where you want to be from your heart, your soul, and your inner light. Do you want to be living in zero, trying to get to God, or do you want to be living with Christ, trying to get to God? A nice, smooth pathway all the way up. Or, well, supposedly, me, anyway. Or living in zero, going all the way up, navigating chaos. It's up to you, right? Just saying. And Christianity, just for the Christianity in St. Lucian, is not religious. It's not religion. Overall, it is not religion. You have fundamentalists that are hardcore religion. That's one because they learned in the earth and they brought it back here to St. Lucian, but it's not religion. I got 20 seconds left. So, all religions are just a false bullshit for the earth. Some are better, some are less, but they're all made for you to stay in the program they want you to be in. I'm standing with Christ. Christ, not religion. Get it? So, back to the dreams. Back to dream space. What? How do you create in the blackness? So I'm in St. Lucian. I can create in St. Lucian, but they don't want me to. I can go to the bubble of St. Lucian in Christianity and create. But they don't want to. They have a monetary system, and you, selling bottles of water, screws that monetary system up. You don't do that. Only Christ does that. Only Christ, if you want to create something, you have to go through the bureaucracy to create something. Okay? Now, you're standing on the ground talking to Christ. You're on the street, anywhere, in his house, anywhere, talking to Christ. Hey, I want to learn how to create. Well, you can learn to create, but you got to go to the illusion to create. And that's what he says to me all the time. He goes, Rich, go to the illusion, make a train, and when you're done making it, I'll bring it back, set it up for you, and you can live in it in St. Illusion. They don't want me going to Illusion. It's okay. There's 5 guys down there. Okay. Now there's 100 million little bubbles, dream space bubbles, that my friends created. Now, I'm going to give you another example now. You're in the blackness, and you created, or you can't. Either you can create or you can't create, and all you see is blackness. And you created this bubble, and you created this water bottle, took a drink, and you're laying in your bed, wide awake, and you're in the blackness. And you're like, how do I get out of the blackness? How do I get out of the blackness? Imagine dying. And you're dead. And there's no light. You're just sitting in the blackness. What do? That's what you do. Scream for Christ. But if you're in bed sleeping, okay, now the blackness is not bad. It's the illusion. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just the illusion. The blackness is Christianity too. Okay? Just hear me out. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. So, you're in the blackness and you create water bottles to drink of water. Just for the sake of argument. Now, how do you get to see something? Close your eyes. This is what I do. Close your eyes where you see black, right? And then go, I will myself to my mom. I will myself to my mom. And all of a sudden, you're standing. Now, if you had your eyes open, yeah, open your eyes. I will myself to mom. I will myself to mom. All of a sudden, you'll start flying in the blackness, and all of a sudden, whoop, here you are with your mom. And you're in her kitchen, and she's creating. Okay? You're not with her in real life. You're in her dream space, her creation, within the blackness. Either that is in Christendom or Christianity, wherever she is, or she's in zero, creating in her bubble. Okay, now I got it. Okay, Christianity, vast kingdom, billions and billions and billions. You shift out of the visual aspect of Christianity, or what I'm trying to say is this. When I'm standing there talking to Christ, he goes, go to the illusion. Okay, I just fall. I just fall through the floor. I fall through the cement. I fall through the grass, the trees, the house, and I go down as black. Now, he goes, now you can create. What did I do? What did I do? I just left that reality into the illusion. Spiritually. This is all spiritual. It has nothing to do with the physical. I'm seeing through my soul, okay? I'm laying in bed seeing through my soul, which is not good for the physical head. So, I'm standing there talking to Christ. Hey, what's up, man? Go down and make some. Okay. I fall right through this is the street. Cars going by, people walking, clear blue day, everything's nice. Here's me standing here, looking at the girls sitting in the mall. Go to illusion, Rich! I fall right through the floor. Here I am, in the illusion, total blackness. Now the illusion also consists within Christ. It's almost like, I don't know for sure, I haven't learned everything. It's almost like the illusion is still part of Christianity. And the illusion that's still part of Christianity is there's bad people down in the illusion in Christianity. That mess me up when I get in fights with them. So when I go to sleep at night, and I'm in Christianity, or a St. Illusion, and I go to sleep and I'm looking at my wife and she's looking at me, talking to my innocence, I'm like, fuck you, I'm tired of listening to your voice. Whew. I fall down, and I want to stay down there. That's where I want to sleep, because it's nice and quiet. But, what do? On a good day, I'll go visit my mom in the illusion. I fly to the blackness, and I'm beside my mom. Now, what's my mom doing? My mom lives in St. Illusion. Her soul lives in St. Illusion, but when she dreams, she goes down into the dream, into the illusion. and she dreams. And what does she do? She creates. She got her own little bubble in her apartment, and she's cooking food. Okay? That's what she does. She does that. She's been doing it most of her life, taking care of 3 kids and an old man, right? So she likes to cook, and that's her art. And so she's cooking, and I'm seeing her there. Now, when you dream and you go see your mom, you don't see the blackness. You just, you're there, right beside your mom, and you're talking to her. But you notice how she's like dozy, not really talking. And in different context and different framework, your soul is talking to her soul, and she's like, yeah. Then you wake up, you call her on the phone, she's wide awake, driving the car down the road. But the soul is kind of, you're talking to the soul within the illusion, the blackness. She created her own little bubble, just like you can create your own little bubble, and it's all, you got to do it consciously, but you'll never know it's there because you're not conscious of it. You created it. Your mom created her subconscious bubble in the blackness. And so she has a nice little safe place to do her work, and there's no demons coming and rotting. I mean, they can, but you know, she's doing her thing. Now she's either doing it in the illusion in Christendom, where she's nice and safe, or she goes down and she's doing it there. It doesn't really matter either way. The illusion, you just go to the illusion. For me, I like to fall through the street, and then I'm in a blackness, and I just will myself where I want to go, to my house or wherever, to my train. That's how that works. So what you need to do is, this is just giving you a little wrap around how the illusion works, okay? From my perspective, way I learned. You can find a different way, but I like my way. It's a lot easier. And you got to play with these aspects, these things in your head. You got to see from your heart. You got to see from your soul. You got to see from your soul to get to the illusion. Now, through my soul, when I'm laying in bed, I can go into the illusion and the blackness, and then I can tell myself, well, go to St. Lucian. But for my case, and I'm in the city of St. Lucian, but for my case, my spirit, my soul, don't want me to go down and get in fights and play hockey, because he's innocent. He don't like that shit. He wants to play in St. Lucian with the other kids. I see all that. I see both. Over the 8-year period of me going in and out of the illusion, and Christ telling me all about it, I know how to navigate a little bit. So, and I don't go to zero. But Christianity down low in the illusion, there's Christianity hardcore, and then you go in the illusion, it's still Christian, but it's less. And then you go down, and there's like fights, street fights. But you can go to restaurants, you can go to things, and you walk out, someone goes, hey, don't punch, don't hit me, what's wrong? Respect. And then stabs you in the neck, okay? That don't happen in St. Lucian. But it happens in the illusion. It's crazy, it's crazy. It's hard to wrap your head around. So that's why you need Christ as an orientation box. So you can stay with Christ. You know where you are. When you go up to you Christ, I am Jesus Christ. Done. You go, okay, I'm living here. Where am I? St. Lucian. This is your home. Bam! Stick a flag in the wall. This is me. This is the way it is. Now you have somewhere your soul can automatically will itself to Christ. From Christ, you can explore. But you always have a way back. And you always have a flagpole stuck in the ground. In St. Lucian with Christ. Christ keeping an eye on you. Okay? And there's 1,000,000 Christs in St. Lucian. And there's 10 million, 100 million in all the levels. Alright? All the way up into the light. So, now, pretty much, that's what I had to say for this. And that's where you go to the dream space. When you go to dream, and you dream you get your mom, you're either with her in Christianity, in the illusion, but she's dreaming, she's creating in the illusion. I can create in St. Lucian, in the illusion. the illusion of St. Illusion. Okay? There's an illusion within St. Illusion. That's usually where I go to bed and fall asleep. And I'll travel around St. Illusion, nice and safe. But sometimes I like to go down and mess things up. Or Mom sends me down there specifically to catch bad guys. So I'll go down, play a hockey game, get out my frustrations and my problems, and whoop, I'm back up. All that's over with. Now I'm at war with myself. Because myself, my innocence, wants to stay here, nice and peaceful and happy, and play Lego. I don't want to play Lego all the time. I gotta go do shit. I gotta go get laid. I gotta play hockey. I gotta get in a fight. Something. Give me something. Alright? When you fall asleep looking at your wife in your house on your couch, and you wake up for 8 years, and she's talking in your head, and it's isolated in your head, and it's like a cockroach chewing your brain all day. Do you know what that does to a guy? You know what that does to a guy? 8 years, man. 8 years. And that's just one thing. Alright, I ain't done. So this, when you go to dream, you can go see your mom. She's either wherever she is. She can be right beside you in Christianity and St. Illusion. But she's in the illusion creating supper. You go see her, she's creating supper. In a dream space. Okay? Now, you find yourself in a blackness and you're lost, will yourself to someone you know. You go right to their bubble. And if they're Christian, they're probably in Christianity illusion. So you're right there with them and you're safe, more or less. You can get out of it. Just by willing yourself to another person. Just say, I will myself to my mom. I will myself to my brother. I will myself to Jesus Christ. Well, there's one. Because you might as well, because there's 100 million of them. So I will myself to Jesus Christ. If you're lost in the blackness or you're lost in zero, people are attacking you, following you, screwing you, I will myself to Jesus Christ. Your soul will travel, bonk, you run right into him. You go, what the hell is going on? Your soul will just run right into him. And then what do you do? Christ, I need help. Gotcha. Let's go have a chat. Great big love hug. You know, get you working on it. This is what you got. So the illusion is anything. Everything and everything and anything. Stay with Christ in the illusion. Let Christ be your rock. So you always have a place to go. You do not have to stay in Christianity. But it's a good place if you like peace and love and light and happy people everywhere. But if you want to go explore, Christ can help you go explore. Where you don't have to run into problems. All the options are with Christ. He's got everything. You just got to ask. Christ, how does the cosmic convergence work? Well, you can go out into zero space and talk to the grays, but you may never come back. Or you can go to Christ. How does the cosmic convergence work? Hello. Come along. Take these classes. Do this. And when I'll introduce you to the Christ that runs the cosmic convergence, and you can go to school and learn all about it the proper way. And go home and eat supper and talk about it. Or you can go off, jump in the cosmic convergence hole, end up in a multi-dimensional universe, get sucked in with the grays, and you never see this time frame again. Have a nice day. Soul lost in the cosmos. In time and space. Stick with Christ, man. Now, there's good aliens and bad aliens out there. It always comes down to aliens, doesn't it? And the light. Because it's the higher realms. We're all learning this stuff to get higher within ourselves. To get seeds. That's the way Mom planned it. When she made you, she stuck you at the bottom and in a body on earth. So you can learn. Alright? She born you in Christianity, and you're a Christian, she stuck you on the earth to learn. Right and wrong. It's a school. It's a school for the souls. Now you know everything and you've been here 100 times, or you're just starting out and you're learning. Follow Christ makes it a lot faster, or not. This is what you get. This is the little things you need to know. All right. So we know the grays are not created in. Oh, screw the grays. I'm getting off. Back to the dreams. Let's stay with the dreams. So, when you go to sleep at night, try creating an illusion. Wherever you are, try creating. Use something harmless. If you're in Christianity and you're in the illusion of sleeping, and you create a thermonuclear weapon, he ain't gonna like that. And you're gonna be in jail, get interrogated 100 times over, and you'll probably see it, and you'll probably feel it. Create a harmless water bottle. If you're gonna create something, go into the illusion. This is what I'm telling you. You gotta learn how to get to the illusion. And it's all about telling yourself to go to the illusion. Go to the illusion, create something. The illusion, when you wake up in the morning, is the best way to create, because you're still there. You wake up, you're now awake in your head, in the illusion. Before you were sleeping, creating, running around playing. Now you're running around playing, and you wake up in your head. And you're running around playing. Whoa. I will up a water bottle. Holy shit. I will up a hockey stick. I will up a goalie stick. A hockey puck. A girlfriend. People are different. But material objects. Just start with material objects first. If you will up a girlfriend, you're going to go to a girl you like. And you're going to enter her illusion. Because you're in the illusion. How do you see what this girl is doing in reality? That's a different one. Watch my other videos. But creating an illusion for yourself. You're creating material objects, cars, things you like in this world. Just to practice, man. Because you ain't even got to create life yet. I don't even know how to do that, but I do it. I just do it. I don't know how. Watch, I can't even practice it. I can create life down the illusion, but guess what? What good is that? No one gets to enjoy it. No one gets to see it. What are you going to do? Create a velociraptor and chain it to a fucking tree in the illusion for all eternity? Let it fly around? Yeah, but I'll never get to see it again. I'll never get to enjoy it. I'll never get to see it eat politicians. It's no fun. Why the hell would I want to do that? I want to go to Christianity and create life. But I'm not in the light yet. I am a light being to a point. Well, if you're living in the light, you're a light being. Alright? But to be a real light being is to be mom. Alright? And if you have a spark and the light's inside your heart, you don't even need to be on this earth. So anybody on this earth going, I am a light being, shut up, because you're not. Alright? Okay, you come to the earth, the lowest point. One of the lowest points in the multiverse. You're a light being. Okay? Whatever. Jesus Christ. Okay, light being. Make me a bag of chips. What? Right? If you're a light being, you can walk through the wall, you can do all this stuff within yourself. No devices, no mechanical devices. You don't even need to belong here. This world doesn't even matter to you. Unless you've got beings living on it, like me and you, who are working their ways towards the light. Okay? So much. It just drives me nuts. Anyway, what you want to do is, as soon as you wake up, create. If you're in a dream, you'll start to see the differences of you creating in the dream and you creating in the illusion. And they're two different things. So don't create no nuclear weapons within Christ's consciousness or Christianity, because he won't have it, and you'll be chained up, tied up, interrogated, ripped apart for 10 years trying to figure out. And just tell them, well, Rich told me, he's trying to tell me I'm playing, You're allowed to play, but play in the illusion. And if you don't know if you're in Christianity or where you are or whatever you're doing, wake up in the morning and make yourself a water bottle. Just keep making them. Go from there. Go from there till you're making a TV with all the parts. And sooner or later, when you meet Christ, Christ comes down and says, "Hey, what you doing there?" So I made this nuclear reactor. Or I made this cool car. You go, cool. You take it up to St. Lucia for me? Sure. He'll pick it up, take it to St. Lucia, and when you drop dead, you go to St. Lucia, power it up, and drive down the street. Picking up girls. That's what I'm doing. And plus you're learning. You're learning how to create. Every time you do this, be it a water bottle or a wheel rail locomotive, HO scale or a real one, you're creating, you're learning stuff. It's great, man. You're learning. It's important. So this was kind of a long video, but I gave you a lot of different aspects of what's going on when you're in dream space. So this dream space, then take your soul, look through your soul's eyes, learn the illusion, and start creating. Any questions, let me know, because I know I missed something. I know I did. I know it. But anyway, they give you some aspect. Try to figure that out when you wake up in the morning or when you go to meditate. And remember, if you're in the blackness, you lay down and meditate, and you're thoroughly meditated, and all you see is black, it's either because you're not seeing through your soul, all you're seeing is the blackness in your mind. When you start seeing through your soul, like I did, and you see Christ and everything, and you know exactly where you are in St. Lucia, and you're at your house in St. Lucia, and there's Jesus, your wife, your kids, and the dog, well, there you go. You know you're there. Or you're in the black. I go down in the blackness, and I'm in the blackness, and I'm like, bam, 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 bam. I'm whipping off stuff like you wouldn't believe it. Wouldn't believe it. Okay. I had a dream. I got 5 minutes left. I had a dream the other day. Well, actually today. I woke up, and my cousin is driving in a car. His favorite car. It's one of his favorite cars. I forgot. I'm gonna post it on here. Actually, I'll see if I can find it. Anyway, he's driving his favorite car. He thinks he's so, sticking his nose up in the air at everybody else, thinking he's some badass. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But he wasn't real. It was my imagination, my viewpoint of him, my disgust of him, that disgusting quality he has, where he thinks he's fucking better than everybody else. Alright? And he's got this big giant ring on, gold ring with diamonds on, and he thinks he's a shit. And he's driving his car. All of a sudden, the car stops, him and his friend get out. I'm over top of the car, looking down at him. I'm over top of the car, 4D, looking down at him. He gets out of the car, and he's talking to his friend. I wake up, and I'm still looking at the car, and I'm looking at him talking, but it's all a dream. His dream. I'm like, shit, get it. I go down there, reach into the car. Christ, help me out. Christ comes in. I go, this is from a dream of my cousin. He goes, okay. I pick it up a little bit. Christ comes through me, picks up the rest of the way. And I got a new car for St. Lucia. The one my cousin wants. His favorite dream car, whatever, I don't know. But it's a cool car. Now, I die, I can go there and either sell that car or keep it. Piss my cousin off. Because he can't create. But I can. I took a damn car. Well, actually, he created it and I took it. That's it right there. I forgot what it's called. Triumph 74 Triumph Spitfire. That's it. It's mine. It's going in the warehouse with all my other cars. Alright? Now I just stole my cousin's car from his dream he was having. My cousin got out of the car. I was above him, watching him down there. In the illusion. In the illusion he's driving his car. It's just a dream. So all the people that come into my house and steal all my shit, well, I just did that to him. I think that's what happened. I'm not sure, but it was a dream. It was working. He got it all fixed up and working. I stole it. Maybe I'll sell it back to him for a couple $1,000,000. I don't know if I feel good, just out of spite, just to piss him off. And you know what? It don't even matter, because the next time he goes to sleep, he's gonna go out in the garage and get in his car. That car. Another one will be sitting there waiting for him. So it doesn't even matter. I didn't dream that up, but it's a nice car. I can sell it in St. Lucian. Okay? That's simple. I can get a few $1,000, $20,000 off it, I think. I looked up the price they're going for. It was like $8,000, so double that. I can get that in St. Lucian. Right? I asked Grace, how many cars of that 1974 Triumph? How many 1974 Triumphs do they have in St. Lucian? He came back a few minutes later and said 6. And there's 7 now. I could have created that car, but I don't know how, because I don't love it. I have no desire. I don't give a fuck. But I grabbed it from my cousin, so might as well. And there's a reason for it, and I'll find out when I'm dead. I don't think I'll be making a video for it. But come talk to me when we're in St. Lucian, and that's how it works, guys. And he let me keep it. He was kind of iffy on letting me keep it, because I stole it out of his creation, out of his dream. But fuck him. You don't even believe what he did to me, all right? And I was dumb enough to let him do it. But I really didn't have a fucking choice either. So he pigeonholed me, got me, and then I started doing shit for him. Really pissed me off. Gotta go, guys. Time's up. Creating an illusion. You gotta watch this stuff. Learn this stuff. It's important. And I'll get to how to steal things in a dream later. Or not steal things, but create and give it to Christ. Alright? Later. Maybe the next video. I don't know. Later.